Oh, for fuck's sake. Um, okay. Yeah, webcam off for today because I'm wearing a tank top, but I'm not about to stream myself in a tank top, so yeah. But basically, we are going to be. Well, I have already been kind of in the process of trying Blender. Um, but yeah, and I just wanted to stream it. I was following a guide. Um, Here it is. This is the guide.
So in order to take our scene from here to here, we need to
Okay.
get to know materials and textures. So what are materials and textures? Materials are going to be properties of our object, and they're going to be properties
No.
that contain whether or not it's going to look like a chrome ball, whether or not it's going to look like a piece of glass, whether or not it's going to look like just a flat shader, whether or not it's going to look like plastic, all of that. And a texture is an image that goes into a material. So material and a texture, they're technically two different things, and that can be a little bit confusing. We take our textures from our hard drive and assign it to our material. All of these textures are going to be included. You can find them in download in the description. Go ahead, feel free to pause the video and download those and come back.
Okay. What? Right, right. Can I download it? Okay, I'm just gonna put my email that I don't use. Fuck. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Um,
Back. First thing I'm going to do is just get rid of our ground plane. We don't need that anymore. We're going to build out our ground plane with our Minecraft cubes. So right click on that, delete. And then if we select our bottom cube here, we'll see that, okay, we have our material properties down here, all the way at the bottom. It's going to look like a little checkerboard shader. This already has a material in it, but some objects, when you make them, they don't actually come with material. If you're using the default cube that comes with Blender, you'll have a material, but yours might look like something like this. It might just look completely empty. If yours does look empty, what you need to do is click this new button up here. And what that's going to do is apply a new material to this object. And you'll notice that as I click on these, you notice, okay, this one has a material, this one doesn't. That's because
okay. Why didn't the um where is my light, first of all? Okay, yeah, I deleted my fucking light by accident. Um, yeah, I meant to delete this and not the light. I mean, is that how it is in the... Also, why is the... I'm not even gonna fucking question.
I just got rid of that. So I'll just go to hit new. We're going to be getting to know a lot of these properties as we go, specularity, metallic, all these things. The one that we want to get to know now the most is going to be base color. And base color basically allows us to change the color of our material. Very, very simple. So we don't want to actually change the color. What we need to do is apply a texture to the base color. And we do that by using this little yellow dot that's next to the base color. So we click that yellow dot, and then what we do is go over to image texture. It'll be in the second column, the fifth one down. And once you click that, well, you'll notice that you now get an image texture node that goes into the base color slot. And what that's going to allow us to do is now use this open button right here that's going to allow us.
Okay, pause, because I need to do this. Why is it black? No, that's not what I... For fuck's sake, mate. Okay.
us to bring in a texture. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hit open button locked. And what that's going to allow us to do is now
Okay. He said base color, right? Why does the entire thing... That's not what I meant to do.
use this open button right here that's going to allow us to bring in a texture into the base color slot. And what that's going to allow us to do...
Okay, right now he has the rotate selected, so I think that is what I'm going to do. Yep, and the entire thing continues to why the fuck?
Is now use the base texture dot that's next to the base color. So we click that. By change the color, what we need to do is apply a texture to very base color. And base color basically allows us to change the color of our material. Very, very simple. So we don't want to actually change the color. What we need to do is apply a texture to the base color.
Wait.
Okay, this one has a material. This one doesn't. That's because I just got rid of that. So I'll just go to hit new. We're going to be getting to know a lot of these properties as we go, you know, specularity, metallic, all these things. The one that we want to get to know now the most is going to be base color. And base color basically allows us to change the color of our material. Very, very simple. So we don't want to actually change.
Okay, wait, because... But why does the entire thing change? I don't have the entire thing selected. I don't understand that. Oh. Okay. I don't have the entire thing selected, so why is the entire thing changing? What the fuck? Why is this so confusing? I don't get that.
Change the color. What we need to do is apply a texture to the base color. And we do that by using this little yellow dot that's next to the base color. So we click that yellow dot, and then what we do is go over to image texture. It'll be in this dot. I click on, but yours might look like something like this. It might just look completely empty. If yours does look empty, what you need to do is click this new button up here. And what that's going to do is apply a new material to this object. And you'll notice that as I click on these, you notice, okay, this one has a material, this one doesn't. That's because I just got rid of that. So I'll just go to hit new. We're going to be getting to know a lot of these.
Okay.
Properties as we go, you know, specularity, metallic, all these things. The one that we want to get to know now the most is going to be base color. And base color basically allows us to change the color of our material. Very, very simple. So we don't want to actually...
I'm gonna try it again. Oh, there we go. I just had to delete it and make a new one. Okay. Makes sense.
change the color. What we need to do is apply a texture to the base color. And we do that by using this little yellow dot that's next to the base color. So we click that yellow dot, and then what we do is go over to image texture. It'll be in the second column, the fifth one down. And once you click that, what you'll notice that you now get an image texture node that goes into the base color slot. And what that's going to allow us to do is now use this open button right here that's going to allow us to bring in a texture. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hit open. You'll need to navigate to wherever you downloaded your files. So I got mine right here, and then I'm going to choose white.jpg. It's going to be the very last one.
Oh wait, what?
Open. That's going to, what that's going to allow us to do is now use this open button right here.
Oh, that's right. Image texture. There we go.
That's going to allow us to bring in a texture. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hit open. You'll need to navigate to wherever you downloaded your files. So I got mine right here, and then I'm going to choose white.jpg.
White.jpg. Okay. Where the fuck? Okay, pause. Okay. What? I have no idea what the fuck I just did. Okay, wait. Is it here? Oh, okay, I think I know what I have to do. The fuck? Okay. I'm low-key confused as fuck. Okay, I'm gonna re-download it. Did I not delete this one? Okay. I just cannot find it. Date modified, like what? Oh, what if I drag it? Can I drag it here? No? Oh, here it is, okay. Okay. Okay, well.
JPEG, it's going to be the very last one. We're going to hit open. And there we go. Now we have our first texture assigned to our mine.
Bruh, that didn't do anything. That just turned mine purple. Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, let's try this again. Where the fuck is the open thing? Okay, wait, what? Oh. Well, that didn't do anything. What? Hello? Why the fuck isn't it working? Oh my gosh, work, please. Okay, I don't know why it's not working. Wait, let me just see.
You'll notice that the texture is white.jpg. It's going to be the very last one.
Oh, that's right, that's right. That is right. Is it not gonna work? Did I just click on this by accident? Whatever. Yeah, still not working for some reason. This is not cool. Hmm?
Open. And there we go. Now we .jpg. It's going to be the very last. I got mine right here, and then I'm going to choose white.jpg. It's going to be the very last one. And right here, and then I'm going to choose white.jpg. It's going to be the very last one. Right here, and then I'm going to choose white.jpg. It's going to be the very last one.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just do um want to just drag the entire thing. Okay. Why is it not showing up? That makes no sense to me. No, that's not what I meant to do. Hmm. Oh, did I just delete it from my computer? No. There it is. Okay. Finally, what the fuck? Why did that take so fucking long? Thank you. For fuck's sake. Damn. Are these the type of issues that fucking animators like go through? Cause that shit is not cool. I don't want to have to go through a fucking mission just to look for fucking texture or whatever. We're moving on.
One. Let me hit open. And there we go. Now we have our first texture assigned to our Minecraft scene. So you'll notice that the texture is going to be blurry. What we need to do to fix that, change this option right here over to closest. Now, what does that do? Basically, that's texture interpolation. Because our textures are going to be super small, they need to be stretched up really big, which is essentially making them blurry. And changing this interpolation to closest right here, it's allowing it to be sharper. That's a little complicated. We're going to move on from there. Now, whenever you do this, you might have all of these textures assigned already. If your material was already preloaded in here, your pillar might already be all done. But if it's not, what we need to do is take this material and assign it to all of these other blocks right here. To do that, before I do that, what I'm going to do is change the color. So before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and just change the name of our material. So I'm going to highlight this and change this to white. And now what we can do is go over to another object right here. And we'll just select this, and then we'll go to our material assignment, another object right here. And we'll just select this, and then we'll go to our material assignment dialog box down here. We'll click that, and then we'll choose white. And now we've just assigned that material to that cube.
Cool.
And now we just need to apply that to the rest of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to select this, go material white. And again, there's more efficient ways to do these material assignments. I'm going to...
Okay. Okay. I can kind of see it coming together, I guess. Right.
To do it the long way just to keep it really, really basic for part 1 and part 2. And then as we go, we'll talk about ways how to speed these processes up. So now our pillar's done. Now we need to create our ground. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate 2 objects and make one brown and make one green. So I'm going to go ahead, select this, and then right click and then duplicate object. Move that down. Again, I got my snap on still. Right click, duplicate objects, move that down. And there we go. Now we have 2. Now what we need is we need to change the texture for these 2 at the bottom. So I'm going to select this.
Okay. Pause, because you're moving a little bit too fast for me. What did he do? Duplicate? Did I do it wrong? I did. Okay, did he do 2 extra ones?
This one right here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click.
Okay, I think he did. Okay. That's accurate, right?
Click this little new material button right here. And when you click this new material button, you'll notice that, okay, our name changes here. That's because we just copied that material. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to hit, I'm going to change it to green. And then what I'm going to do here is go to my dialog box again. And my dialog box is going to be down here. So it's going to look like a little folder right there. And then what we do is we just click that and we just click that right there. And then we can just choose a different texture. I'm just going to go ahead and choose green.
Okay. Wait, for which one is this?
.jpg. So
Okay. Wait, which one did he do?
again, that one right there. And then what we do is just .jpg. So again, that one right there.
Fuck. Okay. Why did it do that though? I don't want the entire thing to be green. I know, I don't want that. You fucking bitch. Do I have to, like, delete it? Fucking. There you go. I'm assuming I'm supposed to do the same thing for this one. Right. Okay.
And then what we do is we just rinse and repeat this process for the next one. So I'll go ahead and select this one down here. I'll go ahead and duplicate the material right here. I'll choose brown for the name. And I'll go ahead and choose my dialog right here and then go to brown.
Oh, that one's supposed to be brown.
There we go.
Okay. I guess makes sense since that one's going to be the ground, right?
And we're all set to start duplicating our cubes around, and we're going to do that next. Duplicating these pillars.
Okay. to get a water bottle.
Around our scene is going to be a very tedious process. So something we want to get to know before is going to be multi-selection. So to look at the problem here, if we simply, do this one by one, and we duplicate these around our scene like this, it is going to take forever, right? So we want to get to know multi-selection. We have a couple different ways to do multi-selection. The very first one is going to be box selection. So up here in the top left, we have our selection tool. So if we click that, you notice we're on box. If it's not this little square icon right here, what you want to do is click and hold and go to select box right there. It should be on by default. You should be good. There's other ones as well. Select circle, select lasso. We're going to stick with select box for now. If we simply click and drag like this across our scene, we can now do multi-selection. So multi-selection is how we tell Blender to do an action on multiple objects. For example, if I click and drag on this pillar right here, and then go to my move tool, we can now move all of this around at once.
Wow.
For the most part, we can apply a selection without even using the actual selection tool itself. We can still select things while we have our move, rotate, and scale on. So I'm going to be focusing on just simply using my move tool right here, and then we can select things as well. As long as we have select box up here activated, we can still do our click and drag selection. The next way to do multi-selection is going to be shift selection. So shift selection is clicking, and then while you click, you hold your shift button. And you'll see this down here. Right down here, you'll see my mouse hotkeys here. As I do shift select, we will select multiple objects like this. And then we can start manipulating them after the fact, just like that.
Okay.
And then the last way to do multi-selection that we're going to do in this one is going to be doing select linked. So what we do here is we click any of our boxes. I'm going to click the white one. I'm going to go to my selection menu up here. And we haven't been in this one at all, but there's a lot of really, really good stuff in here that we'll get to know. We're going to go down to select a linked and then do material. So select a link will be the second one at the bottom, and then material will be the second one to the top. And we're going to do this while we have our white cube selected. And as soon as we do that, you can see, okay, boom, there we have. It's going to automatically find those cubes within our scene, so we don't have to actually do that manually. So select all the way at the bottom, select linked, and then select material. Now we can go into our profile view here, right click, and then duplicate objects. And then right click, duplicate objects again. So I'm going to do this 6 different times for the side. And now you can see, okay, this is a lot easier to work with. And again, you might need to adjust things as we go. I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this. There we go. Now we have our first 6 pillars ready to go.
Okay, so it's 6. Okay. So what? Okay, I'm gonna try this again. What was it? Select linked material. Right, and duplicate objects, right? Okay. Okay. Simple.
And there we go. We're going to finish duplicating this out in the next chapter. So we're going to finish out duplicating our Minecraft scene. So at this point, you have all the tools that you need to be able to finish this off. This part is going to be just more about technique. So I'd recommend just kind of watching me as I work. And then afterwards, you can kind of pause the video and then follow along then. The way you end up doing it might be a little bit different, and that's going to be totally okay. So I'm going to start by just taking these 2 blocks right here and then duplicating those over. So I'm going to right click, duplicate objects. And then what I'm going to do here is just
wait.
Click and then duplicating those over. Okay. So I'm going to start by just taking these two blocks right here and then duplicating those over. So I'm
Okay,
going to do
I think what he did was um he went this one and this one. Okay. Okay, I get it. I think I'm getting the hang of it.
right click,
Okay, okay,
duplicate
okay,
objects.
okay.
And then what I'm going to do here is just select this pillar right there. So clicking and dragging right there and just making sure I only select that white pillar right there. And then what I do here is then duplicate this over, right click, duplicate objects, and then do that 5 different times. And again, the way you might do it is going to be a little bit different. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Feel free to experiment or feel free to match mine exactly. So there we go. There we have 5. And then these two at the end, I'm going to shift select these and then just right click, delete.
5 pillars. Okay. Okay, he said go ahead and experiment, so I'm gonna experiment. So, um, duplicate objects. One, two, three. One, two, three, four, five. Wait, what? 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there supposed to be 5 pillars or 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do. Oh wait, no, I don't have to do that. I can just go like this, right? No, 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 I don't want all of those. I want just these. So then I go duplicate objects. One, two, three, four, five. Okay.
Great. There we go. So now what I'm going to
Oh wait, they're too close together. Are they? Mine are close together, but his are far apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. His are far apart, so I'm lucky kind of confused. Okay, wait. Mine are close together and then his are just far apart. Okay, wait. I'm gonna just experiment here. Right. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Wait. Okay, so the point is, oops. So the point is so that um, so that there are 5, but like further apart. Can I move it? Yeah, can I move it? Oh, oops. Wait, no. Okay. How far apart were his? Because mine are one block apart. His are like 2 blocks apart. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna try this again, but like that, right? And then, okay, okay, right? No, that's not the same. Okay, that looks more or less. Okay, I'm just gonna delete these because over here it's like closer together compared to like over here, so. What's that? Okay. Okay. One, two, three, four, and then I just need to make one more. Right? What does his look like? Mine is like touching the edge. Oh. Okay. Okay, I think I did it right. Okay, I'm gonna do this one this side now. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 8 blocks for 5 pillars. Oh wait. Okay. Now, um, okay. No. My fingers look-y hurt. That's how far apart they were, right? Or is that... Yeah, no, that's too close. Okay, that seems about right. Right? Just ever so slightly closer together. There we go. I think I did it right this time. Okay.
Do here is select these ones. And before I get any further, what I'm going to do is just spread this out a little bit. I'm going to move this light all the way over here. And then I'm going to move this camera all the way over here. And that's just going to give me some more room to work so that when I'm selecting things, I don't accidentally select the light or something like that and accidentally duplicate that. So I'm going to go ahead and select this over here. I'm going to select this like this to capture all of those. And then right.
Where's the camera, first of all? Is this? Where the fuck is the camera? I don't see the camera or the light anywhere.
Right click and then duplicate that this to capture all of those.
I don't see my camera or my light anywhere. Where the fuck did it go? What? I'm so confused. I don't understand. Where is the camera? It's not inside of this block. Well, I'm so confused. I don't get it. Where the fuck is everything? Okay. Wait.
And then right click and then duplicate like this to capture all of them. Here I'm going to select this like this.
See, because his camera is still...
And then right click and then duplicate.
It's still here. But And I'm thinking that this thing right here is the camera. What? What? You know what? Let me just do a quick Google search. Why did my camera in Blender? The outliner? What? Huh? Oh my god, I cannot. Yeah, no, I cannot fucking see it.
If you've ever had an image visible in your viewport, but once you switch to your camera view or you render it out, it's nothing but blank. The way you fix this specific problem is to select your camera, go to your object-edited properties of your camera, and yeah, where it's got clipping, you just want to max this out to maybe 10,000 and press enter, and the object will appear. Now, if for whatever reason it's clipping within your scene itself, so if you scroll really far back, it will start
wait.
to clip.
There's no camera or light. Why the fuck? Okay. Maybe I should just add one.
So that's really useful in some cases. Now I go again to the camera view. You remember, press Ctrl, Alt and the 0 on your numpad. And then with the camera selected, you press the G key. And when you hold the middle mouse button,
What? What is this? What the fuck? Thank God for the undo button. Okay. I don't know what happened to my camera. Um, where's my camera? I don't know.
That over.
Don't
Right-click,
know.
duplicate objects, and then move that over. And again, it's going to be a little tedious lining these up, but as long as you have your grid snapping on, it'll be a lot easier. There we go. And then I'm going to select these center ones right here. So just clicking and dragging on those, and then go to my profile view again, right click, duplicate this over. And again, when you're doing these big stretches, usually I'm going to have to reline it up at the very end just to make sure everything's.
Okay. Let's try that out, shall we? Okay, so okay, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Why can't I move it? Oh. Oh wait, no, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Ugh. I kinda did it bad, but okay, mine's smaller than his, but I don't really care.
Nice and tidy. There we go. So the pillars are all done, and now we have to duplicate the ground. So I'm going to duplicate this brown one and bring it down. So duplicate objects, bringing that down. I'm going to do that 3 different times. So it's going to be 4 deep. And then what I'm going to do is select this and then just start duplicating this out. So I'm going to right click duplicate objects, right click duplicate options, duplicate objects. So now this is going to be 2 deep. And then I'm going to select these and then continue down and make just one line. Just right click, duplicate objects, and then continue that down. And then just making sure everything's lined up. And then just select this last one, right click, duplicate objects. There we go. So now what we can do is select this like that and just make sure we have.
Okay. I think he said 4, right? Yeah. Okay. Why? Okay, yeah, see. That's the problem. We'll just move all of that later. Okay. Oh, actually, wait, I don't need that many. Right? I think that looks right.
All the right ones selected, and then we'll just go ahead and duplicate that. So if you're more of an experienced user and you're watching this, you might be wondering, why are we not using the array modifiers? And for you new Blender artists out there, the array modifier is a faster way to do this duplication. The purpose of this is not to be efficient. The purpose is to get practice in the viewport. There, again, a lot of
Okay. Yeah, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, well. Mm. What the fuck? This is so weird. Okay, anyway, moving on.
a lot of things that we're doing right now is not necessarily the most efficient way, but it's the easiest way to get going. And then as we go, we'll slowly level up our skills by adding more efficient ways to work. So I'm going to continue duplicating this over and then just make this too deep. There we go. So that's all looking good. And then what we can do is cut some off the edges here. So I'll just select this, right click, delete, and I'll do a couple of them. Right click, delete, and I'll just kind of break it up, make it feel a little bit more Minecrafty. Again, this is all going to be artistic decision at this point. The way you do it doesn't have to be the same. You can feel free to experiment and all of that. I'm going to wrap this up after this last corner right here. And then in the next chapter, we're going to have a little bonus chapter, and then we're going to tear this down with some rigid body simulations. All right, so we're going to take our Minecraft scene and tear it down with some rigid body simulation. So to do this simulation, what we're going to need to do is get to know active and passive rigid bodies. So what are all these things? Rigid bodies is just a fancy word for saying simulations, right? And then active is going to be simulations that are going to be moving, and then passive is going to be simulations that are not moving. So a lot of fancy words, but very simple to do. So the first thing that we need to do is set up our pillars to be active rigid bodies. So we'll select a pillar, we'll go up to select linked, and then we'll do material. So same thing that we did before, select linked, and then material. And then what we need to do is after we click that is go to our rigid bodies menu. And we're going to find that up here in object. While all these are highlighted, we're going to do
Okay.
Object. We're gonna do rigid body down here. So object menu, rigid body, and we're gonna do add active. So this menu, we haven't talked about this at all yet, but we will be getting into this more and more. The right click menu that we've been accessing gives us a lot of these properties, because whenever we right click on an object in the viewport, it's going to give us some shortcuts to things that are in the menus up here. And long story short, we've been using this menu with the right click. We'll do rigid body, add active. And then what we need to do is select our green down here. And then we'll do select linked, and then we'll do select by material, which will then select all of the green objects in our scene. Which we'll do select linked, and then we'll do select by material, which will then select all of the green objects in our scene. Then we'll do the same thing, object, rigid body, and then we'll do add passive. So instead of doing add active, which is going to be to move, we're going to do add passive, which is to not move. So we'll go ahead and click that. So we still don't see any simulations, right? That means we got to click this little play button down here. And before we do that, if you're on a slower computer, what we're going to want to do is switch over to solid mode. We're currently in rendered mode, and this can get heavy even just by itself, but doing
Yeah, I have a weak ass GPU, so we're definitely switching to solid mode.
animation with this is not necessarily ideal. So I'll go ahead and click on solid mode up here, and we'll just go ahead and hit play. And again, yours might be a little bit slower because you might be on a slower computer, but you can now see things are moving. And as we play down here by hitting this play button, we'll see this time slider moving. This is our time slider moving through time, essentially, and this is our timeline. If you worked with a timeline in like a video editor, it's very, very similar. But if you haven't, long story short, we have frame 0 over here, and then we have frame 250 over there. And that's just what we have set up right here within our frames.
Right. Okay, mine was just completely different. Oh, okay, my computer is not it's behaving the same way. As if okay. Interesting, right? Okay. Stop. Frame 0.
So if we want to reset, all we have to do is now hit pause, and then we'll select rewind right here.
Right,
So
but I'm already in
button
frame
is gonna
0,
be just
so
to reset the simulation. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn back on rendered mode and do simulations like that. For you, you might want to stay on solid mode. So to make the simulation a little bit more interesting, what we want to do is a little bit of sabotaging of our Minecraft scene here. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here and start moving some things around. So something like this, where we just move this back like this. And now whenever we move that out, now this has the opportunity to fall down, right? And then all of a sudden we see, okay, this thing becomes much, much more interesting in the sense that it's going to be interacting with each other. So I'm going to go ahead and move some things around. We'll go ahead and move this around like this. And if we just do like 2 blocks like this, and maybe 1 over here on the side, that should be enough in terms of getting something going with our scene. So just moving a couple out of the way towards the bottom on one side, one go in this direction, and then one go in that direction, and then one go in this direction. It should be enough. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And there we go. Pretty fun. So there's going to be one more setting that we're going to want to do. And basically you notice right now, everything kind of feels like it's in slow motion. That's because our scene scale is really, really, really big. And we'll talk about scene scale as we go. It's a really important topic. But since we're working really, really big, what we want to do is just set up gravity to be a little bit heavier. What we want to do here is go to our world properties right here. And if we go to our world properties, we have this little dialog called gravity. And if we expand that, we have our Z property right there.
what the fuck?
Now it's set to negative 9.8, which is physically accurate. We're going to work a little bit physically inaccurate right now and just set it to negative 30. And now if we reset our simulation over here and hit play, we'll see, okay, now it's going to fall down much faster and it's going to look a little more believable. It's not going to be anywhere near physically accurate, but it's just enough to get our scene moving around. So if we want to save out our frame here, what we can do is just scrub with our little blue timeline slider right here, pick a frame that we like, and what we can do is go ahead and render this out so we can post it on social media. So I'm just going to pick a frame right there, and then what we do is just go up to view, and then all the way at the bottom down here we'll have view render image. So we're going to use this render image for now. There is another way to do this, which we'll get into, specifically up here in the render menu. For now, we'll just do viewport render image. And you notice we have this really big image. So what we want to do is set this up to be a little bit more social media friendly. So what we want to do here is go to our output properties. And our output properties right here are basically where we set up our render resolution. And our render resolution is going to be the size of the image after we render it. So I'm going to set this up to be 1080 by 1350. It's going to be a little bit more social media friendly. I'll just do viewport render image. And there we go. It's a little bit big for my recording right now, but what we can do right now is just image save as. And then from there you can save it anywhere on your computer. And then hashtag it with CG Fast Track. We love seeing everyone's work. Specifically, we check Instagram nearly every single day, and we love seeing your guys' renders. And now it's time to build out the sword.
The sword. Okay.
In part 2 of the Blender Fast Track series, we're going to build out our sword. If you are new to Blender, there'll be a link in the description to part 1 of the series, which is designed for a complete beginner. In part 2, we're going to get up to speed with the basics of polygon modeling. Then we will go step by step on how to build out our sword asset. We'll go through the basics of UVs, learn the basics of textures, and shader nodes. For me, 3D modeling was a real struggle when I first started, which is why we at cgfasttrack.com are super passionate about really simplifying the process and building the courses that we wish we had when we first started. If you would like to get to know my experience, there'll be a link in the description to my demo reel. And with that said, let's get going. Here's where we're headed. We're going to start modeling out this gear, and this is going to be a nice warm-up before we get to our sword object.
Oh?
In part 1, we avoided hotkeys to make it easier to get up and running with Blender. Now we're getting to more intermediate levels, and we want to start implement these, and this is going to start speeding up our
Okay. Oh,
workflow
that's not what I meant to do.
drastically.
So... Um... Mm, what should I call this folder? I guess random stuff. Okay. What if I change this to negative 40? just messing around with it, y'all. Just want to see what it's like. Everything starts floating. That is so cool. That's fun. That's cool. Gravity is like practically non-existent. Actually, let me do 2. 5. Yeah, that like changes it. So it's like adding gravity. What if I put -100? Okay, I'm done playing with it. Okay, I'm gonna open like a new one. Save changes before closing. Save. Okay.
We already went over the viewport navigation, so you should be comfortable at this point with that one. The stuff that we're going to go over right now is going to be the move, rotate, and scale. So what are those? So we have G, R, and S right here. This is going to be what we have over here, right? It's just a little bit different. So G to move. So you notice as soon as you hit G, we can move it around, and then we can drop it with another click.
Wow,
So
that's
G will attach it to your cursor, and then click to drop, just like that. So it's a 3-step process. G, move it around, click to drop. And then we have the same thing, R for rotation, click to drop, and then S for scale, click the drop. Now, you notice that it's really, really hard to move it on a specific axis. Now, I'm going to show you guys the standard way first. Personally, I don't use it this way, and I'll explain that in a bit, but I'm going to show you guys the standard way first. The standard way is to do these snapping tools right here. And basically what this is whenever you hit G, we can now activate a snapping mode, which is X, Y, or Z, which is going to be snapping it to a specific coordinate axis. Now, for me, this isn't an easy thing
pause,
to pin it to, which is X, Y, or Z, which is going to be snapping it to a specific coordinate axis. Now, for me, this isn't an easy thing to do. My brain doesn't really like to do this. I encourage you to practice this. Another option that we have here is using middle mouse button. So we have G, and then we can do middle mouse button and hold to snap it to a specific axis as well. And this is going to be consistent with rotation as well, like this. Scaling as well, middle mouse button, or we can use the XYZ snap. Now, the way I like to do it is with the Lazy Viewport add-on, which is a custom add-on we built at CG Fast Track. There will be a link down in the description for this as well. It's just github.com/cgfasttrack/lazy viewport. And then what we do is we just go to code, and then we just do download zip file like that. And then from here, wherever you have your downloads, you just right click it, and then you just do extract all. I'm just going to go ahead and extract that. And then we dive inside of that folder, and there'll be this lazyviewport.py. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that path. I'm going to go back to Blender and go to Edit, and then Preferences. So we haven't jumped in here, but we'll be touching up on this as we go. We'll go down to the Add-ons tab right here, and we'll just go to Install right up here. And then we'll go ahead and navigate to our lazyviewport.py, and then we'll just do Install Add-on. So an add-on is just a plugin for Blender. It's a very, very common. There's a ton of free ones out there. This one's free as well. We'll need to search for our lazy viewport right here, and then just go to click on Enable right here. Now, what does that do? Why do I like to use that? basically now our G, R, and S right here, these hotkeys right now work with our viewport tools that we've been using over here. So G to move, R to rotate, S to scale. Very, very simple. Now, this is a personal preference. I like to use this just because it keeps both my mouse and my hand busy, whereas the other way is kind of keyboard heavy, so I can essentially do two operations at once. And this way as well, I don't have to necessarily remember which coordinate I need just to rotate around, right? It's much, much more visual. Again, that's a personal preference. I definitely encourage you to play around
Okay,
with snapping.
that looks easier for me, so I'm simply just going to do it.
It's much is kind of both my mouse and my hand busy. So I like to use this just because our lazy view and then we dive inside of that folder, this as well. It's just github.com/cgfasttrack/lazy viewport. And then what we do is we just go to code, and then we just do download a zip file like that. And then from here, wherever you have your downloads, you just right click it, and then you just do extract all. I'm just going to go ahead and extract.
Oh. How the fuck? Wait.
Just github.com/cgfasttrack/lazy viewport. And then what we do is we just go to code, and then we just do download a zip file like that. And then from here, wherever you have your downloads, you just right click it, and then you just do extract all. I'm just going to go ahead and extract that. And then we dive inside of that folder, and there'll be this lazyviewport.py. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that path.
Hello, can I
back
download
to
it?
Blender and go to edit and then preferences. So we haven't jumped in here, but we'll be touching up on this as we go. We'll go down to the add-ons tab right here, and we'll just go to install right up here. And then we'll go ahead and navigate to our lazy
What green button?
and then we'll just do install add-on. So an add-on
This
is
thing
just
is
a plugin
2
in
hours.
Blender. It's a very, very common. There's a ton of free ones.
2
And we'll
hours.
just go to install right up here. We'll go down to the add-ons tab right here, and we'll just go to install right up as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that path, click it, and then you just do extract. And then from here, wherever you have your downloads, you just right click it, down in the description, viewport app, middle mouse button, or
Fucking hell. Wait.
we can use the XYZ snap. Now, the way I like to do is with the lazy viewport add-on, which is a custom add-on. It's just github.com/cgfasttrack/lazy viewport. And then what we do is we just go to code, and then we just do download a zip file like that. And then from here, wherever you have your downloads, you just right click it, and then you just do extract all. I'm just going to go ahead.
Okay, mine does not have that extract all thing, so. Oh, I think. Oh, okay. I think it already extracted it.
And extract that. And then we dive inside of that folder,
Oh,
and there'll be this lazyviewport.py. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that path. I'm going to go back to Blender and go to edit and then preferences.
Oh, okay. Wait.
So we haven't jumped in here, but we'll be touching this. And then from here, and then we dive inside of that folder, and there'll be this lazyviewport.py. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that path.
Copy that path. What do you mean? Oh, this guy's on Windows 10. That's why it's not. It's the same for me. Shaking my head. Okay. Just put it directly into Blender. Okay.
We're going to go back to Blender and go to Edit and then Preferences. So we haven't jumped in here, but we'll be touching up on this as we go. We'll go down to the Add-ons tab right here, and we'll just go to Install right up here. And then we'll go ahead and navigate to our lazy viewport.py, and then we'll just do Install Add-on. So an add-on is just a plugin for Blender. It's a very, very common. There's a ton of free ones out there. This one's free as well. We'll need to search for our lazy viewport right here, and then just go to click on Enable right here. Now, what does that do? Why do I like to use that? Basically now our G, R, and S right here, these hotkeys right now work with our viewport tools that we've been using over here.
Oh, okay, I see
So
what
G
that
to
does.
move,
Oh wow, that
R
okay, that's
rotate,
much better.
S to scale.
It's actually
Very, very
much,
powerful.
much,
Now,
much better.
This is a personal preference. I like to use this just because it keeps both my mouse and my hand busy, whereas the other way is kind of keyboard heavy, so I can essentially do 2 operations at once. And this way as well, I don't have to necessarily remember which coordinate I need just to rotate around, right? It's much, much more visual. Again, that's a personal preference. I definitely encourage you to play around with the snapping mode versus lazy viewport, see what works
Oh,
for
okay.
you. The
Okay.
next 3
I'm gonna stop here because this entire thing is 2 hours long, and I'm gonna just do it tomorrow. Because I know for a fact I'm gonna have 2 hours to myself. I usually do every fucking day. So yeah, I'm gonna just end the stream here. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, and I'm not gonna say this either. Yeah, that was Blender. Kind of fucking cool, right? I think. Trying out Blender. One watching. Interesting. I'm not watching. I sometimes have my own stream on my phone, but I think I have an idea who could be watching. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, so